Hello! Welcome to Now Kiss.
Hello.
Matt,
Welcome.
Matt
to
has...
curling.
Oh, wait, hold on. Do we look a little... No, we look fine.
Eh,
Do we look
what?
dark? It's just our souls seeping out. So, this week, we're not playing Roommates.
Nope. As you hear from the music, it's something different.
It's something a little different. Yeah, because what happened was somehow an event that was supposed to be mandatory was not listed, was not mandatory in the game.
It was mandatory, but you could opt out of it, and that's what we did.
Well, because we didn't think it was involved our romance interest.
Yeah.
And I looked at a walkthrough and it's not flagged as a must-do. The Thanksgiving event is not flagged as a must-do. But apparently it is. So...
Do they know what must means?
Yeah, I was invested too, but I'm
Yeah.
not super invested in going back. Oh, it wasn't the Thanksgiving one? Well, we're not playing that anymore, because after that game, I was sort of like over it, and now I'm extra over it. So we're playing something else.
Yeah.
I have possibly a meeting at 4, so this might be... I'm going to leave Matt in charge for the end of the stream, but I feel like he's a well-trained smoocher. He can make people kiss.
I'm all about that, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Yeah, Hunka Junk says, honestly, I didn't like, anything about the game that wasn't Chaos Lesbians. If there's no Chaos Lesbian, why game? Did you
Why
watch the
game?
video? No. I was like, eh.
Yeah, the wind was out of our sails at that point.
Yeah, I
the
was
whole
just,
thing.
I felt super defeated.
Yeah.
What happened to Roommates? Okay, so we were on the Isabella route. Something that we needed to do, we didn't do because we didn't know we needed to do it, and we were totally locked into that relationship route. But a flag didn't get raised in the game, and we were on nobody's route. And it would have been like rewinding several hours worth of progress, and I just went, I don't like this game enough for that.
Yeah. We were not that invested in any of the characters.
And also, like, it was fine. I watched the video, it wasn't worth it. Okay, yeah, like, I was just like...
Yeah.
Like, we were gonna be playing that game for a lot more weeks, and I was like, maybe not.
At this point, like, you have to think in your mind about the sunken cost fallacy. Like,
Yes.
we had sunken cost into that game,
Oh,
and
so
we
many
were
weeks.
not going to get returns.
No! Yeah, and like, the thing is, I didn't know what event that we had skipped, and so, as far as I know, we had followed all of the mandatory flags for that,
Yeah.
so, like, I would have had to do, like, research outside of the stream to try and figure out where we went.
And that's just too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, forget it. No.
We're here to have fun.
Exactly, so we're playing a game called Rose of Winter.
Now, I haven't heard anything about this game other than that there's a rose and there's winter, so, you know. Crocmaster, subscribe for the full year. Have to
Oh.
catch the VODs, but you've only seen a little bit of the game, but you would die for it.
Oh, well, we are Rosemary, the Knight of Winter, and we have to escort some hunky princes across a mountain pass.
Oh, that is as far.
That's
as I've
all
heard
I
about
know.
the game. Yeah.
This game was suggested to me, so if you have any good suggestions for Now Kiss games, send them to me. You can email me, Kathleen@loadingreadyrun.com. I read all of your suggestions. I log them. They're all sitting in a folder in my email inbox. And when I'm looking for a game to play, I will go through and see what I can find. I don't know if this game has same-gender kissing, but I thought it sounded cute, and it's very, like, it's well-received and people like it.
Yeah.
Alright. Beware, evildoers. I'm Rosemary, the Rose of Winter. Or should it be the Blade of Winter? Or maybe the Rose of Winter. Doesn't that, or the Knight of, doesn't that sound impressive? You know, a symbol of hope bursting through the ice. That's good, right? I mean, it's not too completely embarrassing, is it? Oh well. I'll figure out a good knightly sounding title someday. I love her already. My actual name is Rosemary, which isn't very knight-ish.
Whatever.
And as for that Blade of Winter thing, well, I'm in a place where it's been snowing a lot, and you know, to be honest, I just think it sounds cool. Cool stuff doesn't have to make sense, right? Anyway, about a year ago, I left my family's farm to fulfill my destiny and become a knight. Pretty amazing, right? I thought so too. So far, though, I've just been doing odd jobs for gold wherever I can find them.
Mercurial.
I've slain the occasional beast and rescued plenty of cats from trees. It's not exactly what I expected, but I'm making a living. Guess that makes me more of a mercenary than a real knight. But hey, I've got a cool suit of armor and my trusty sword, so I'm almost there. Oh, I hate to admit it, but it's harder to become a knight than I thought. I'll always still keep trying, though. My travels eventually brought me to this tavern at the foot of Mount Needle. You wouldn't know it from how cozy it is in here, but the mountain outside is super dangerous. Mount Needle, so named for the freezing winds that pierce your very skin, crawling with deadly beasts that hunger for human flesh. Only the bravest of the brave dare to venture here. Doesn't that sound like the perfect place for an aspiring knight to find her destiny? Oh, I'm so excited. Anyway, now that I'm here, I've got to find a job and fast. I spent the rest of my gold getting a room at this tavern. Planning ahead, isn't actually my strong suit. Luckily, the tavern has plenty of postings for mercenaries. I mean, knights like me. It shouldn't be hard to find a job here. See, beyond Mount Needle lies Starlight City, one of the most beautiful and prosperous places in the world. People from all kingdoms gather there for important business. To get there, you can either travel by boat for days on end or take a shortcut over the deadly mountain. Most people take the long way around, but it just so happens there are 4 princes of different kingdoms here at this tavern now.
So we have 4 people to choose from.
Yes, how exciting. Each of them has urgent business in Starlight City and needs to take the shortcut, however dangerous it might be. They'll need an escort to make it across, and that's where I come in. I might not be great at planning, but I've got good instincts, a huge sword, and more than enough strength to use it. I can get a prince across that mountain with my eyes closed. I can get a, I think.
I like this character so far.
I love her. Like,
Yeah.
I like that she looks like a knight. She looks strong.
She actually has bulk to her.
You should! You should have big arms and shoulders if you're gonna be swinging a sword.
Like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a Buster sword there.
Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
much.
Yeah, she looks adorable but strong.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the 4 princes are...
Oh, an elf guy, I think. BT Monster subscribed for 28 months. Yay, 28 months of supporting my favorite collective of Canadian comedians.
Yay! The first is Faulkner, Prince of the Fae. Look at that mustache!
So this is the DILF option?
Yeah?
So far, anyway.
Well, maybe it's a filth. Fae I'd like to... Friendship.
Yes, friendship.
Mm-hmm. So first is Faulkner, Prince of the Fae. He's very cute. I've heard a little about him. He's supposed to be all dashing and elegant, the perfect gentleman. But the Fae are also supposed to be really tiny. I mean, I've never met one, but that's what I hear. How's he gonna handle crossing a treacherous mountain?
So he's dashing, but, like, weak?
Oh, we're very strong.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's my job to figure that out. Ooh. Next is Prince Elegandir of the Southern Kingdom. He's pretty young, like a little kid. The job posting came from his caretaker who is traveling with him.
So I'm guessing the caretaker's the actual person that we would be. Hopefully.
Probably.
Hopefully.
I don't like to judge based on looks, but, doesn't he kind of look like a scruffy drifter? Should a guy like that be really taking care of a kid? I wonder what the story is here. He didn't even post his name. Oh, third is Tyroon, Prince of Dragons, who is, well, that's kind of scary, but he's actually a real dragon. I bet he can take care of himself.
Yeah.
The job posting says he's a fire dragon, so he doesn't do well in cold weather. He has to take a human form to save energy, so he's really weak and needs a lot of help getting across the mountain. Oh, no. Oh, well, in that case, this shouldn't be too bad. But anyway, knights deal with dragons all the time, don't they? This should be a piece of cake. Finally, there's Prince Kayuya of, Kuya?
Oh, it's Ganondorf.
Oh, yeah, of Moon Forest. To be honest, I'm more scared of him than the dragon. His kingdom is really isolated, so nobody really knows what his people are like. Stories say they're all fierce, barbaric hunters with giant claws and fangs like wild beasts.
Dang.
Still, if he's here asking for help like anyone else, he can't be that bad, right? Okay, there are more jobs than just these 4, but these guys seem super interesting to me. And by interesting, I mean hot. Look, don't judge me. I've been traveling all alone for so long, and I've always dreamed of a fairy tale romance. It's not like I really expect anything to happen. I've never even had a boyfriend before, but maybe this time. Anyway, enough of this embarrassing stuff. I've got to hurry up and pick a prince already.
Okay. Who are you feeling here?
I feel like I want to go with the Beast Prince of Moonforest, just because I feel like we could...
There we are.
Yeah. I was like, why do I look so dark? And I realized the light wasn't pointed at me. And there's a fan in front of your light.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
We've been illuminated.
We do look noticeably brighter. I feel like he's strong, and that will be the safe. Like, I don't want to kill any of these princes. These ones look like this one's got a kid. Children notoriously weak and have low stamina.
Yeah.
Complain
Yeah.
if you take them out on an outing longer than 3 blocks. Faulkner, Prince of the Fae, very cute mustache.
Yeah.
Dragon Boy,
That
so
seems
small
like
and weak.
the Dragon
like hard
Boy.
mode.
He seems like the Her Comfort fanfic, right?
Yeah.
Like he's hurting and you're comforting him, and that's how you get closer together, right?
Yeah.
I'm not really into that one myself.
You're not
so I
into
don't
dragon?
think the Dragon Prince.
Okay. So, mustache, child, or fangs?
Not child.
Okay, mustache or fangs?
I said no to 2, so I'll let you choose yes for one of the other.
I already chose my yes, which was the Fang Boy.
Well then, Fang Boy.
Fangs.
Rehydrated Ganondorf. Let's go for it.
Nom nom nom.
People are liking that fan art out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, that guy is thick.
Good. Although he might need a shirt if
Yeah.
we're going over a cold mountain. I finish gathering my supplies and get ready to go. By the time I arrive in the main hall of the tavern, Prince Kuya is already there. He's standing by the door, looking irritated and impatient, all cooped up and bristling to move. I've never met Prince Kuya, but I'm sure that must be him. I'm sorry.
That's fine. How can I tell? Well, he's really, big. I mean, he's a Prince of Moonforest, so I knew he was going to be larger than average. I'm not that surprised, but I guess it's one thing to hear about it and another thing to see it. The beast people of Moonforest never leave their domain, and no one else is allowed inside. It's pretty rare to actually meet one, but everyone knows their stories. Huge, wild, terrifying. Faces of men, bones of giants, hearts of wolves. When that's all you hear about a kingdom, it sticks with you. Prince Kuya lives up to that fearsome reputation. As I draw closer to him, my heart flutters in my chest.
I think he looks like a cutie.
Eh,
Oh, I don't know, usually get nervous, but you see, I'm pretty big myself. Even when I was a little girl, I was taller and wider than most kids my age. And not to brag or anything, but I work out a lot. No kidding. This guy, though, he actually makes me feel small. He turns his fierce gaze down on me, and my mind goes blank.
I like it. Fierce gaze, and look at his expression there. It's just like,
I blurt out the first thing I can think of. Aren't you gonna be cold?
what?
Your armor, it's not giving you a lot of coverage, and Mount Needle can get chilly. Well, more than chilly, it's freezing. So I'm just worried you might be, that is...
Excuse me?
His deep, booming voice shakes the floor. Everyone in the tavern falls dead silent and looks at us. I know right away I've messed up. I'm so sorry, I just blurted out whatever I was thinking. I was looking at your chest, your armor, and oh, never mind. Please, just let me start again. Hi, Prince Kuya. It's an honor to meet you. My name is Rosemary, and...
Rosemary, is this your first time meeting a son of Moonforest?
Yes, sir. To be honest, I hardly know a thing about you or your people or how to address you or anything. I apologize if I've offended you sincerely.
You know nothing. Truly nothing? Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Well, very well then. I shall educate you. Rosemary, you speak to a great hunter prince. These clothes were bestowed upon me as proof of my great skill and endless triumph. It makes me laugh to hear you question them. See? I'm laughing. I'd be offended if I thought you were clever enough to intend your words as insults. But you are clearly just ignorant of civilized ways. I knew you outsiders were weak and tiny, but I had no idea the extent of your inferiority.
I hope we have a spare sweater for him somewhere.
For your information, we hunter princes brave much harsher conditions than this pitiful mountain. The cold is nothing to us. You outsiders need to be swaddled like infants when faced with a little snow, but I assure you I am made of stronger stuff.
This guy reminds me of a Klingon.
Kind of, yeah. These clothes are sufficient, and I'll not hear another word about them.
His words sting, and it's hard to ignore people staring at us. The first thing I said to him, the very first thing, was an insult to his clothing, which is obviously special to him, and I should have known better. And as such, I really don't have the right to argue. I'll just have to grin and bear it for now. Yes, Prince Kuya.
And another thing, you do not call me by my name. Address me only as your mightiness, or don't speak to me at all.
Yeah, your mightiness. Wow, he looks away and he's silent for what feels like a long time. Have I really offended him so deeply? Oh, I can't believe it. 5 minutes into this job and I'm already blowing it. Some knight I am.
Sorry for yelling.
Huh?
Never mind. Come along, Rosemary. We have a long journey ahead of us. I'd hoped for a more formidable companion, but when in the land of lowly outsiders, even a prince must make do.
It's make do, not D-U-E. It's the wrong do.
It was a typo, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to worry. I promise. I'm pretty strong. Maybe I'm not as tall as you, Prince Kuya. Whoops, I mean...
Do not make me repeat myself. I told you to address me as your magnificence. You didn't.
No, he said... What did he say before?
Your mightiness, I think? But it wasn't your magnificence.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I should call you your mightiness.
Oh. Did I mean, don't question me. I mean, I'm not. Both are correct. Yes, that's it. Aren't you smart enough to figure that out? I feel like he's just kind of a shitty teen.
I think he's gonna be fucking cold.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not one to lose my temper, but this is annoying. It's not my fault he can't keep track of his own stupid title. I decide to keep that thought to myself, though. It's something in his expression. It isn't that I'm too scared to defy him. It's more like, will I hurt his feelings if I keep arguing? I think he's embarrassed that I called him out. Oh, it's kind of adorable in an obnoxious way.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I'll remember that. Your mighty magnificence.
Good. Thank you. So, Rosemary, you fancy yourself strong, do you? How amusing.
I don't fancy myself anything. I just...
You'll think differently once you see the strength of a true hunter prince in action. Now, let us be off.
What's this guy's deal? It's not like I claim to be stronger than him or anything. I don't really care which of us is stronger. At least not as much as he does. Oh well, he's paying me to take him across the mountain, and like Mother always said, any job that pays is a good one. This job, though, ugh, I have a bad feeling about it. I hope I'm not in over my head. To the mountain!
Yeah.
After an hour of walking, we've made good progress up the mountain. The sky is clouded over, though, and the snow is already falling fast. The weather might clear up as the day goes on, but it's more likely things will only get worse from here. Also, I can't help but notice that Kuya is shivering in the cold, and it's taking every ounce of my willpower not to comment. Do you think we should make camp early? I am worried about the snow.
Snow like this? It's nothing. Less than nothing.
Real Gamer Cow says, fragile masculinity.
I feel like he's just a shitty teen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am the great hunter prince Kuya. Do you know, outsider, that I once destroyed an entire forest with nothing but my bare teeth and claws? That way, our enemy's soldiers had no trees in which to hide. Such is the raw and brutal power we hunters possess.
I don't see what that has to do with anything, but there's no point in asking. He's just gonna keep on talking.
Shitty teen. That's why I'm going to Starlight City. I must represent Moon Forest in our yearly council with the outsider kings and queens. I have 5 older siblings, and usually my elder siblings represent our kingdom, but this year I was chosen. They may be older than I am, but only I am a great hunter prince.
I've actually heard stories about the great hunters of Moon Forest, although I don't remember any details. Hearing about them might be interesting, much as I hate to admit it.
Not just anyone can become a hunter, you know. We are specially chosen to join the great hunt. Only the bravest and strongest can handle it. My elder siblings weren't worthy, but I succeeded where they failed. The great hunts are sacred. Every year in the season of dusk, we ride through the forest for 13 nights. Hunters don't stop to sleep, eat, or even to rest. We focus on our quarry. We return only when we have subdued the rarest and most elusive prey, like the silver stag or the winged wolf. Riding home with their pelts around our shoulders, we are treated like kings. No, better than kings. With great feasts of golden apples and wine ever pouring, we hunters are not only the guardians of Moon Forest, we are also its glory and its pride.
That sounds great, Your Magnificence.
It is the highest honor, more wonderful and wild than your puny mind could imagine.
I deeply regret my choice. But we should probably...
Save?
Yeah. There we are.
You don't like this boy?
Oh, he's just so irritating. But that's okay. Let's make that text speed all the way to the top.
Huh, I bet you wouldn't last an hour in the first evening of a great hunt. I'm surprised you were even made a knight, although you might be considered strong by pitiful outsider standards.
Actually, I'm not really a knight. I mean, like, not officially.
I should have guessed. Look at you with your fluffy little mane. No claws, no fangs. Pathetic.
Okay, first of all... That was a sneeze, wasn't it? I knew it! I knew you were gonna catch a cold in that outfit.
What? No, that was a battle cry.
Oh my God.
Great hunters don't sneeze. We,
Whatever you say, Your Magnificence. I grab my pack and pull out a small piece of bread wrapped in leaves. Here, eat this.
Why? Is it some kind of trick?
No, silly, it's a snack. If you eat more, your body will have more energy to keep itself warm. I know it's not much, but it might help. Though he still looks a bit suspicious, Kuya takes the bread from me and gives it a tiny nibble. I'd hate to admit it, but it's awfully cute.
This is delicious.
Good. Does it help you? Do you feel warmer?
Well, I wasn't actually cold, remember? But maybe a little.
Huh. Glad to hear it.
Why are you being so nice to me?
Hey, Adam J. Ford has subscribed for 56 months. Thank you very much.
That's a long time.
This is the right thing to do. As a brave knight. I think.
Let's not lose our job by dragging.
I don't know.
our
He kind of
employer.
sucks though, and he's been dragging us.
I mean, it might just be him being like the youngest sibling kind of thing, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Nah, knock him down. I think we should knock him down a peg.
You want to save first?
Yeah.
We can see the knocking him down a peg, and then if we have to, go back.
I don't know. You don't really deserve it. You haven't been very nice to me so far.
I am only behaving as a proud hunter should. No shame, no mercy.
Yeah. Okay.
But mighty hunters must also be noble, so thank you for your help, Rosemary. And I'm sorry.
Huh? What was that last part?
Nothing. You misheard me. I sneezed again.
You sneezed, huh? I thought it was a war cry.
It was a war sneeze. Extremely terrifying.
Whatever you say, buddy. And you're welcome. It's almost a nice moment. Unfortunately, it doesn't last. As soon as we start walking, he starts going on about his adventures again.
Yeah.
Oh god, it feels like he's been talking nonstop for hours. I knew now Mount Needle was bad, but I didn't think the journey would be this painful. And so... Oh, sorry.
Everyone thought I was done for. But really, I was only playing dead to fool the dire bear. At the very last moment, I roared back to life and sliced the bear's head off with just one of my claws. Everyone cheered and thanked me for saving the village. But really, I don't do it for thanks. I do it because it is my honor as a son of Moonforest and a hunter prince.
He grins at me, trying to gauge how much I enjoyed the story. I smile back at him, hoping to look sincere. Now that I think about this might be my chance to connect with him. I have plenty of stories like that from my own travels. Maybe if we become better friends, he'll be more fun to talk to. You know, I came across a dire bear in my travels too. It sounds like mine wasn't as big as yours, but it was pretty hefty. It had been wandering around the edge of town, and it was scaring this one guy's goats, so he hired me to...
Rosemary, please. Does the story have a point?
Oh my god. Bye, Serge. I just thought you might want to hear about some of my stories, too.
Do you really think your little errands can compare to the tales of a great prince of Moonforest?
Well, it's true that the goat story wasn't that exciting. It had to be their thing.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
Love you.
Disgusting.
Have a nice trip. Have fun. Graham's gonna be at Magic Fest Seattle. Along with many other fine boys.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Alright, talk to you later.
Bye. Your pal officially leaving.
Bye all.
Later, nerds. Sneak out with cute boys in video games.
Oh,
Like this one?
This one's insufferable.
Oh.
He's
I
like
picked him because he looks so strong, but he's a stinky jerk.
he's
Yeah, he
shitty
looks like a
teen.
weenus.
Yeah,
Like
he's cold.
a
and I'm
younger
like, put on a
sibling.
sweater, and he's like, no.
Relatable.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Have fun, Cam.
oh God. But I swear, if I have to hear the words Goat Prince of Moonforest one more time, I'm gonna explode. No job is worth putting up with this. Okay, Rosemary, calm down. Let's just forget about it. Do you want to take a break soon? There's a river nearby so we can get some water and rest a bit before moving on.
I could keep walking for hours easily. But if you're tired, I suppose I could. What's that?
Huh? What's going on? Did you see a monster? I've got my sword. I'm ready to fight if...
No, look, my cloak. It's got a huge stain on it. And look, one of my shoulder spikes got dented. When did that happen? We've only been walking a few hours.
What? Oh, jeez. God, from the way you screamed, I thought we were in danger.
I did not scream. I bellowed a mighty roar of fury. Look at this mess.
I guess, but that tends to happen when you're hiking up a deadly mountain. Hasn't your cloak got ripped or stained on your hunts before?
Well, obviously, yes, of course, but it's only gotten stained with the blood of deadly beasts.
They lured out a dire bear that was already on its way out. it had a long illness of the kidneys. And it was just like, I'd like to choose the assisted suicide option, please. I can't do it anymore. And they're like, how about a clean beheading? It'll pump up this guy's ego and you can go off to dire bear heaven. Sure, it doesn't matter. I'm in immense pain. Like, this is how he slew that dire bear, I'm almost certain.
Or he made up the whole thing because it sounds like he's never been on one of these.
No, he's never been on one of these things.
Yeah.
He's never done. Oh my god.
Gerard subscribed for 28 months. Thank you. This is mud, a totally different thing. You said there was a river nearby, yes? Let's stop there so I can wash it. Hurry!
Oh, whatever you say, your mightiness. So we stop for a rest. There's a small cave nearby that we duck into to get out of the snow. I have some food in my pack, ready to offer it to Kuya, but he's too busy worrying about his dumb cloak.
Look at this. Practically ruined, and I paid so much for it, too. Paid?
I thought you earned it heroically from slaying monsters and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. I paid for it with my heroic slayings. Ugh, you outsiders are so thick-headed. Do I have to explain everything to you?
I hate this guy, but this game's great.
I think this is salvageable. I'm going to go out to the river to see if I can clean it off.
He's gonna get attacked by, like, a fucking...
Dire bear?
Not even an angry raccoon who's been startled.
Yeah. Stay right here and don't touch anything.
It's a cave. Why would I be touching stuff? Kuya doesn't listen to me. He just goes storming off. Well, let him throw his tantrum, I guess. Oh, God, it's strange to see such a big, tough warrior guy get so upset over a little stain on his cloak and a scratch on his armor. Then again, I shouldn't be so quick to judge. I already upset him once by making light of what he's wearing. It's obviously really important to him. Like, it's my own fault if I don't get it. I settle down, glad for a moment of silence and solitude. It's nice to catch my breath and not be yelled at for a little while. But a little while turns into a long while, and I start to get worried. Kuya's been gone for 20 minutes now. How long does it take to wash a stain out of a cloak anyway? Oh god, what if something happened to him? It was stupid of me to let him go out there alone. No matter how big he is, he's still a prince, and it's my job to protect him. Maybe he got eaten by a bear. God, how would I explain that to the Moonforest royal family? Sorry I let your youngest son go out onto a deadly mountain by himself for no reason at all. I tell myself to calm down and that Kuya's probably fine as I hurry out of the cave to look for him. It doesn't take me long to reach the riverside. No sign of Kuya, though. Oh no, what if something really did happen to him? Your magnificence! Are you okay? Hello? I catch sight of Kuya's cloak and armor, lying neatly folded on a smooth rock beside the river's edge. So if Kuya's clothes are here, where is he?
Rosemary?
Oh. I wasn't expecting him to be just...
Okay.
I'm speechless. We're all speechless. Matt, me, chat, Rosemary, everybody's like, "Buh."
And yet he didn't take out the fancy ties in his hair. If you're gonna wash yourself, gotta take out all that. Wash your hair effectively.
I knew Kuya was a big muscular guy, but suddenly I'm seeing his actual body and I'm overwhelmed.
Same.
He's beautiful. I never thought I'd use that word to describe Kuya, but no other word would do him justice. I literally can't take my eyes off him. I want to memorize every detail so I can keep coming back to this image in my mind.
Oh, gross.
Maybe I put a little different reading on it than maybe intended. After a moment, though, the reality of the situation hits me all at once. Ah!
Ah! What are you doing here? Why are you looking at me?
It's not like I was trying to. You're the one who took your clothes off for no reason. Why did you do that?
Isn't it obvious? I washed them, and then I realized I was dirty too, so I took them off to bathe in the river.
You wanted to bathe in a freezing river completely naked on a snow-covered mountain by yourself? What's wrong with you? You get frostbite and die. Don't you have any common sense at all?
I told you, I'm a great hunter prince, and I don't feel the cold. Oh, why do I bother trying to explain myself to a lowly peasant like you? I'll do what I please, and...
Kuya slips and my heart stops beating. He's about to fall back into the freezing water. If I don't act soon, he'll be swept away by the river and there won't be anything I can do to help him. Time stands still. I move without thinking, closing the distance between us as fast as I can. I throw my hands around his waist and pull him sharply away from the riverbank. The good news is I managed to drag him to safety just in time. Bad news, in doing so, I press him against me and get a face full of Kuya's naked chest.
I think the chest is the least important thing right now. He's completely naked. The chest is not what I would be worried about, personally.
I stay like that for a moment, stunned. His body is so smooth and firm and surprisingly warm. I guess it's not really such bad news after all.
Rosemary?
Huh? What?
You're touching my chest a lot.
Oh, so I am! Oh, goodness, what a situation! Let me just go ahead and stop doing that. I step away very carefully, although I kind of wish I didn't have to. Wait, what am I thinking? This is Kuya, the biggest jerk in the world. But even jerks can have nice, pillowy chests, right?
Well, I've never been more embarrassed in my life.
Ah, yeah, me too. To be honest, I'm feeling a lot more than just embarrassed, but I'd rather die than let him know that. I avert my eyes and he goes to put his clothes back on.
There, see? I cleaned the stain out of the cloak and hammered the dent out of my spikes.
After that, I have no idea what to say.
I know this is an awkward situation, and I'd rather forget it completely. But, Rosemary, do you...
Was that... I couldn't hear what you said.
I said, do you think it looks okay?
What, your outfit?
Well, yes. I went through all that trouble to get it to look nice again. What do you think?
I take a step back to take a look at him. I want to answer honestly. This would be really satisfying to tell him he looks like an idiot, but the truth is, I'm a sucker for cool-looking armor, and I love the spikes and the flowing cloak. Oh, I wonder if my armor would look with a few spikes. Then again, maybe I'm giving him too much credit because my brain is clouded by hotness. That's a thing, right? Oh, I don't want to encourage him to be a jerk, but I don't want to lie to him either.
How spiteful do you feel right now?
I feel like this spiteful.
Let's spill some tea and be spiteful.
Excellent. Let's just overwrite that save.
Yeah. A lowly outsider cooler than the great prince of Moonforest? You certainly think highly of yourself.
Hey now, one of us almost just froze to death, naked, and one of us saved the other with her incredibly quick thinking and sweet moves. So, should I remind you which is which?
I only slipped because you startled me.
Well, I didn't slip, and I had a way bigger reason to be startled than you.
I told you I was trying to take a bath and... just never mind. Thank you for saving me, Rosemary.
Huh? Oh, I was only teasing. I'm just doing my job after all.
No, you were right. It was very, very cool of you. Not cooler than me, though.
Oh. Ha! We'll see about that. So we gather our supplies and keep walking. I'm glad we're moving again because it gives me something to think about besides Kuya without any clothes on. And oh, who am I kidding? I can't stop thinking about it. I don't even want to stop thinking about it. But I have to.
So we're just playing a really horned up person, right?
There ain't nothing wrong with being thirsty.
I just don't personally get it.
Well,
I'm a weirdo. But that's me.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I'm not, like, thirsty for big, strong muscle boys. But, I
mean, I understand the appeal.
Yeah. Thirsty on Needle Mountain, says Urban One. If I could be a thirsty, thick warrior in chainmail, I would. Yeah. She looks great.
Yeah.
But I have to. It's Kuya. I don't care how hot he is. He's a big, mean, blowhard jerk. Okay, I care a little how hot he is. And if he's totally awful, why do I feel so conflicted about it? Why can't I just enjoy his hotness and move on? I guess because, in a few small moments, he's shown me something different.
Did he?
When he's vulnerable, he's kind of nice to me. Or at least I get a glimpse of something more underneath all that bluster. If you were like that more often, maybe... Ugh. There's no use wishing for something that's never going to happen. No matter how nice it is to think about, I've got to forget Kuya's hot, hot body. Although it's nice to distract myself with these memories, while the real Kuya is ranting at me.
And anyway, you outsiders don't even have any horns. I thought they must just be really small and under your hair, but no. No horns at all. Do you have any idea how ridiculous you look? I almost feel sorry for you. How do you strike fear into the very souls of your enemies?
See, if I was a thirsty, strong lady, and I had been hired to protect this buffoon, and he was just like, meh, 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 at me, like the whole time we're walking over a dangerous, cold fucking mountain, I'd be like, well, at least his ass is amazing, right? Like, at least he's got one redeeming feature, which is his great bod. That's right?
I mean, unfortunately, we live in a society where hot people can get away with stuff because they're hot.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of how it works, isn't it?
Are you gonna be like this the whole way?
Why? Are you intimidated by my greatness?
What? No! Ugh, you're so full of yourself. I can't believe I thought I saw something deeper in you for even like one tiny second. At least I know for sure that looks aren't everything.
What? What? You saw something in me?
Oh, wow, I really don't want to get into this. But before I can say anything, the wind picks up and starts to howl. The snow thickens into heavy sheets, and I can hardly see anything in front of me. Oh, gosh, there's no time to argue. I've got to deal with this first. Thank goodness. Oh, your mightiness, can you hear me? I know we've only been walking again for a little while, but we need to stop and find shelter for the night.
Are you so easily defeated by a little wind and cold? It's still light out, and we just took a break. But if you're tired again already, I'll be happy to carry you the rest of the way.
For goodness sakes, can you stop? If we keep going in this weather, we'll both get lost or catch our death of cold. Trust me, I've crossed mountains before. The smartest thing to do is...
I've crossed mountains too. Do you really think you know better than me? Don't make me laugh.
Oh God, I've just had about enough of this guy. Takes a lot to push me over the edge, but I want to get this over with and get out of the stinging cold. Prince Kuya, shut up. It's not like you can even open your stupid mouth without saying something mean to me. And for what? All I'm trying to do is help you. You're acting like a bratty child, and I'm sick of it. Look, you hired me to be your guide across this mountain. Not as some servant you can push around, but you still won't take any of my advice or listen to a word I say. Why did you hire a guide at all if you think you're so superior? You may not think so, but I actually know what I'm doing, okay? Probably more than you do. But if you're not going to listen to me, I should just leave you to die alone on this mountain. For real this time. There's a thick veil of snow around Kuya, blurring his features. He doesn't answer me at first, but comes closer to me, moving with strong and purposeful strides. Ugh, almost forgot how large he is. He towers over me easily. And now that he's closer, I can see his face more clearly. He looks angrier than I have ever seen him. The sight of it shocks me into silence. If I weren't trembling with anger myself, I'd wonder if I'd gone too far. When he finally speaks, his voice has a hard edge to it, a vicious growl that seems to shake the earth, even through the layers of snow.
Let's see if I can do this. How dare you? How dare you? You speak to me as you would a child. I am not a child. You truly believe that I need you? You, a lowly outsider, weak and pathetic like an infant?
I'm gonna slug this motherfucker if I get a chance.
What possible use could I have for you? If you knew what I was, you'd beg to serve me. I am the great Kuya, who once tore the throat out of a wolf drake with my bare hands. I was only a baby. It was my first kill. The one that marked me for greatness, for life. I laugh to think of what your first kill must have been, if you even ever had one.
It was probably that time the mouse got into the kitchen when Father was making breakfast and I hit it with a frying pan. Now doesn't seem like a great time for that story. Kuya is shouting now. He's lost all sense of what's around him. His fangs and claws are bared in fury. I face his rage head on without flinching. Seeing him like this, with his wild mane whipped in the wind, his muscles rippling, those sharp teeth so huge and frightening. I've been thinking of Kuya as a big blowhard, but it occurs to me for the first time that these stories of his might actually be true. He really does look like a barbarian prince who could rip out the throat of a wolf drake or level a forest with his bare claws.
So, are you so pitiful that you have nothing to say in response?
Pink Honey CMB has subscribed for 29 months.
Am I scaring you?
No, it's fine. It's just
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's good.
Well, that's to be expected, isn't it? A pathetic outsider with nothing to do or to say.
I'm so excited to punch this guy.
Yeah.
Why did you bring me along if you hate me so much?
Hate you? But
Is this how they flirt?
I don't...
In the next instant, our argument comes to an end. We both realize there's a bigger problem in front of us. A great and terrifying beast emerges from the swirling snow. A tremendous boar covered with dense black hair, sharp and thick as nails, with a set of cruel tusks as long as my arm. A mountain needle razorback. I remember reading about them in one of my old books. My blood turns cold at the sight of it. These beasts don't normally attack humans unprovoked, but loud sounds can trigger them into a rampage. This one must have heard Kuya and I when we were shouting at each other. The razorback saunters towards us, its tusks lowered into an attack position. I grab Kuya's arm and speak in a low whisper. Your mightiness. I've read about these things and they're very dangerous. Even if we both try to fight it, we might not make it out alive. If we back away slowly, we can escape and find shelter without provoking it to charge.
Rosemary, do not insult me. I am a hunter prince. I can handle this foul beast myself.
Kuya's voice shakes violently. With fear or with cold? I can't tell. All I know is we'd be idiots to fight this thing, and the longer we go without running, the less chance we have of escaping. But I do remember reading something about it having one very odd, surprising weakness. It was just a footnote in the book, and I can't for the life of me think of it now. Please, if you've ever listened to me, listen to me now. This isn't about how strong you are. That thing has a hide like steel, and its tusk could rip through you in less than a second. Even the strongest person in the world couldn't fight it.
Let me handle this. I know I can do it. Please trust me.
Oh, it's not crazy to think that Kuya might be a match for that thing, but I can't shake the feeling that he's in over his head. I don't know what to do, but it's too late anyway. The razorback lurches forward to charge right at us. I have to make a decision now or we'll both be dead. Ooh.
Yeah, saving. I know that much.
Oh, yeah. We have to save him. He's an idiot.
Also, he hired us to do this.
Yeah.
So that is literally our job to do.
Yeah, we have to... Yeah, we protect.
And we also attack.
Yeah. And then, later, we give snack.
Yes. Ooh, snacks after this.
Yeah. I don't care how strong Prince Kuya is. He hired me to protect him, and that's what I'm going to do. I leap in front of him and swing my sword out in a wild arc. My sword scratches the razorback's nose. It squeals angrily and veers off, but only for a moment.
What? You hit it! You actually hit it!
It's just a tiny scratch. I think it was more surprised than hurt. Don't celebrate yet. The razorback charges course and comes thundering at us, angrier than ever. Well, I don't think a simple scratch will stop it this time. Oh god, I really wish I could remember that secret weak spot, but I can't, so I'll have to improvise. Hold on tight!
What?
I'm not sure if I can do this, but I have to try. As quick as I can, I sheath my sword and take Kuya into my arms. Oh, I love this drunk girl! Ah! I love her!
You should play a female barbarian the next time on Dice Friends you have a chance to.
I was thinking the next time I'm gonna play a bard.
It could be a female barbarian.
Barbarian. I can multi-class.
Yeah.
He's heavy, but I can manage it. Held on to him tightly as tightly as I can and leap into the air an instant before the Razorback hits us. Against all odds, I jump clear over the beast. Wow, she's very strong.
Wow.
Oh, I know I shouldn't care about this stuff right now, but a part of me wonders if I look cool.
Probably.
We land safely in the snow while the Razorback searches furiously for where we disappeared to.
Rosemary, that was incredible.
We're not out of the woods yet, it just spotted us. Razorback comes charging again. I leap deftly aside, just barely out of reach of those tusks. The beast keeps coming and I keep darting away. My body moves on instinct. I think of nothing but keeping Kuya safe. The Razorback and I are caught in a strange little dance. It hasn't hit me yet, but I don't have an escape plan either. I know I can't keep this up for much longer. With every leap, I get a little more tired and Kuya feels a little heavier in my arms. I have to end this quickly or the Razorback will end it for me. When it charges again, this time I don't leap aside right away. I stand my ground until the Razorback is almost on top of me. Kuya's arms tighten around my shoulders. I can tell he's scared, but I know what I'm doing. I need to be as close as possible if I'm going to hit my target. Just before the collision, I step aside only slightly, so the great boar comes charging past me. It's so close I could feel the brush of its hair against my skin. Without wasting a breath, I jab my sword into its face, hoping against hope that I hit the right spot. I hear a great squeal of pain. I leap away, putting as much distance between us and that beast as possible.
What did you do? Did you hit it?
There's blood on my sword, so yeah, I guess I did.
What good will that do? A little scratch won't kill it.
Dummy, I'm not trying to kill it. I hit it square in the eye. It's half blind. Sure enough, the Razorback is squealing angrily, rubbing its bleeding eye in the snow. For the moment, it seems to have forgotten us.
Oh, that makes sense. But you have to hit such a small spot on a moving target? That's impossible. I can't believe you pulled it off.
It just takes practice. The Razorback squeals again. Oh, what a horrible noise. It seems to have caught sight of us with its one good eye, and it must be angrier than ever. Time to go! I rush off, holding tight to Kuya. Behind me, I can hear the thundering hoofbeats of the Razorback, but it's losing blood now and can't keep track of us so easily. Eventually, the sound dies down, fading into nothing. We lost it. We're safe. Oh, I'm not sure how long I've been running. When we break out into a small, silent clearing, I finally feel like we can stop. Carefully, I set Kuya down and double over to catch my breath.
Rosemary, that was so cool.
What? Cool? Really?
Thank you for saving me. I'm sorry I didn't do much.
I told you couldn't have done much more than I did. It's my job to watch your back. Besides, we only barely escaped, and we'll have to be careful not to run into that thing again. An angry, half-blind Razorback with a grudge is bad news. But you're very welcome, Your Magnificence. We decide to make camp in a cave nearby since we're both pretty wiped out. For once in his life, Kuya is pretty quiet. He seems eager to help set up too. It's weird, but not unwelcome. I settle down for dinner by the fire. I have some hard bread and jerky in my back. Kuya doesn't have anything. Must be hungry. Your Magnificence, you can have some of my food if you want.
The great hunters of Moon Forest say that the only proper way to feast is to kill the strongest animal you can find and devour its flesh right then and there. If the blood is still hot, it joins with yours, and you can feel the very heart of the beast pound in your veins.
I'm pretty sure that's not how eating works, but those are whose ways. Who am I to argue? I shrug and settle down to eat. I can't help but notice Kuya staring at my meal, though. I can even hear his stomach grumble.
Although, I suppose you outsiders consider it rude to refuse to share meals. That's why you're looking at me like that, isn't it?
I'm not looking at you?
If you insist, I suppose I could break tradition just this once.
He grabs a piece of hard bread from my pack and devours it. I could have just said he wanted to share. Whatever you say, your mightiness.
You know, Rosemary, I've been thinking. I don't think you should have to call me by those titles anymore. I mean, it's silly, isn't it?
No, really? Why the sudden change of heart?
It's not a change of heart, it's just... In Moon Forest, when two hunters slay a beast together, they become brothers. That's the rule.
You didn't help. And we didn't slay anything.
Yeah. It's not proper for one brother to consider himself superior to another. And since we slayed a beast together, we didn't. You are my brother now. Or sister. Anyway, we're equals.
I think your definition of slaying a beast must be pretty liberal. But, okay, that works for me. Shall I call you Prince Kuya now?
No. Just, Kuya. I mean, if you don't mind.
Oh, look, he's blushing. This is such a cute game. Okay, Kuya. He finishes his bread in silence, hardly even looking at me. It's not like he's ignoring me, though. It's more like he's suddenly shy. Why did he be so timid all of a sudden? I just can't figure this guy out.
Rosemary, do you remember you were telling me about how you had to fight a dire bear once? I'd like to hear the rest of that story, if you don't mind.
Huh? Really? I mean, I guess I could, but you're right. It's not a very interesting story. I never even fought the dire bear.
Please, tell me anyway.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. There was a dire bear. But you already know that already. Anyway, it was hanging around the edge of a small village and scaring this one guy's herd of goats. But because it hadn't actually done anything, we thought it was a shame to kill it. So instead, the goat herd's wife made me this hat and made me look like I had goat horns. It's pretty silly. And I went into the woods and started making these goat noises, you know, bleating. And the dire bear followed the sound into the woods. And I managed to lead it far away and far enough away that it never bothered the goats again. And the goat herd and his wife thought it was hilarious, and they laughed and laughed at me, calling me lady, stuff like, Lady bleats a lot. But they gave me plenty of cheese to take with me when I left, so I guess they were alright. Now, when I finished the story, I cringed a little. There's definitely a you had to be there thing. But, to my surprise...
That is absolutely, without a doubt, the funniest story I've ever heard. Rosemary, you're incredible. A great fighter and a marvelous storyteller. Is there anything you can't do?
Oh my god, he's got a crush on us now. God, laying it on a little thick there, isn't he? I'm starting to get freaked out. What is this guy's angle? I'll have to keep my wits about me in case he tries anything. I didn't actually think it was that funny, but thank you, I guess. Kuya finally stops laughing after a few minutes and wipes tears out of his eyes. And he just stares at me with his big puppy dog eyes for what feels like way too long.
You know, your hair is very pretty in the firelight.
Go to sleep! Okay, time to change the subject. Ah, thanks. So what about you?
What about me?
You told me plenty of stories about, like, killing monsters and great hunts and destroying enemy armies and stuff like that. But that can't be all you do. I mean, what's your day-to-day life like? Tell me about Moon Forest. It's pretty much a mystery to me.
Oh, that, well...
To my surprise, he seems reluctant to talk about it.
Moon Forest is small. Smaller than most kingdoms, I'm told. All the families are familiar with each other, even the royal family, for better or worse. It's thick with trees and in constant twilight, even in the daytime. No one knows why. It might be some ancient magic baked deep into the land.
It's always dark outside? Forever? That sounds kind of nice. Or maybe, maybe he's, like, bummed about it.
I mean, like... I feel like this is pretty inconsequential, but...
Maybe?
I enjoy Twilight kind of stuff.
That sounds beautiful.
It is very beautiful. I'm glad you think so.
Oh, why's that?
Nothing. Never mind.
His voice, wistful and lonely, drifts off with those words, and I wait for him to continue, but he doesn't. For a moment, there's only the sound of the crackling fire. Why in the world is he acting this way? It really isn't like him. It sounds like you love it there.
Parts of it are nice, yes. The trees are much larger in Moonforest. They're purple and reach farther into the sky than you can see, fading into mist. The shadows seem to fold around them like blankets. And there's the silver grass that comes up to your knees, soft as feathers and always full of fireflies. Those are the parts I like.
Aw, are you maybe a little homesick?
What? Absolutely not. I'm not a child, you know.
It's not childish to miss your home. I think about the farm a lot. I mean, I'm happy to be out here doing what I'm doing, but it's natural to miss the place you grew up in, right?
I guess so, but I don't always miss the people. My siblings, they're all older than me, and I'm an adult, but I'll always be little brother to them.
Well, that's hard to believe. Nothing about you is little. I think you're the scariest looking guy I've ever met. In a good way, of course.
You really mean that?
Haha, totally. You're the legendary hunter prince anyway. If you start to get down on yourself, just remember all your awesomely heroic feats and stuff.
Right. My heroic feats. Rosemary, can I ask you something? Something personal?
His voice is low, soft, barely audible. I've never heard him talk like this before. Sure, Kuya, anything, I guess.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Wow. Wow. What? Where did that come from?
Nothing. Never mind. Forget it. I didn't say anything.
Huh? Kuya, wait, I didn't... You just caught me off guard, is all.
No, shut up. That's enough. We're not talking about this.
Kuya, are you crying a little bit?
A great hunter prince of Moonforest does not cry. How dare you even ask me that? Who do you think you are?
I'm pretty sure I saw tears in his eyes, though.
You're a lowly outsider. You know nothing. Nothing at all.
Calm down. I didn't mean to.
Enough. Go to sleep. That's an order. We've got a long day ahead of us tomorrow, and I won't have you keeping me awake with any more nonsense. Good night.
And with that, Kuya flops down dramatically and pulls his blanket up over his head. Within seconds, he's snoring way too loud for it to be real.
Do you not like Tsundere characters?
No, I just want... Like, not actually. This is like, ah!
The metaphorical smack up the head, right?
Yeah, just like, you know, like when Homer throttles Bart. And like, you'd never do that to another person, but like, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, I have no idea what to think. He's obviously not going to say anything more tonight. I lie down, but I'm too surprised and bewildered to fall asleep right away. I stare at Kuya as he sleeps beside me, wondering exactly what is going on in his head. Oh, if he'd just let me answer him, I would have told him I didn't. I've told him I don't have a boyfriend. I guess that means he doesn't have one either. In spite of myself, I can't think about how good he looked today. It'd be crazy to think about Kuya that way, though, right? Even if he wasn't so annoying, he'd still be from a totally different world. And again, when I saw how hot he was, I wished he'd be nicer to me, too. And then after he fought the Razorback, he was nicer for a little while. Isn't that exactly what I've been hoping for? I do, eventually, drift off to sleep. And with that, I must take my leave, because I have a meeting to go to.
Yeah.
But I'm going to save this, and I'm going to leave you in Matt's capable hands.
I'm actually going to go on break because I need to pee anyway.
Oh, perfect.
So...
Matt will be back in a few minutes.
We're back! And I've refilled my granite stone. Okay. Just gonna save again. Let's see how I can do this with me doing all the voice acting now. Especially with a character like Kuya. Might be a bit rough on here. Okay. Hello. When I wake the next morning, I feel strangely cheerful. Maybe now that we've both had time to sleep on it, he's calmed down. I roll over to ask him if he was really serious about the boyfriend thing, but his blanket lies flat on the hard earth. Kuya is gone. Maybe he got up to get breakfast or tried to do something stupid like take an ice bath again, but right away it feels wrong to me. I stand up, suddenly wide awake, and grab my sword. Outside of camp, there are signs of a struggle, and my heart grows cold. Claw marks on the trees, scuffled footprints in snow. It looks like Kuya was dragged away. But Kuya is huge and a powerful hunter prince, right? What could possibly be strong enough to have done this to him? I know it doesn't make much sense, but my first thought is of the Razorback, but it can't be that. How could a giant half-blind boar have found us and dragged Kuya away, all without waking me up? What else could it have been, though? Is there some monster on this mountain that we don't even know about? Something powerful and crafty that neither of us could have seen coming? It doesn't matter now. No matter what horrible creature did this, my job is still the same. I've got to save Kuya. I head out, not bothering to pack up our camp. Luckily, the monster and Kuya have left a pretty clear trail, and in the fresh morning light, it isn't hard to keep track. I follow the gashes in the trees and the signs of struggle. I do my best to stay positive despite the sinking feeling in my stomach. It's good that there's a trail at all, right? And no blood so far? I keep walking for about an hour without finding anything. I'm getting really worried until suddenly, far ahead, I see a very familiar figure shrouded in morning mist. Broad shoulders, horns, flowing hair. It's Kuya, it has to be. My heart leaps. I run as fast as I can towards the figure. I'd give anything to hear Kuya's voice again, even if he was just calling me inferior again. But as I draw closer, I realize it's not Kuya. Now I'm more confused than ever. This person is still a Moon Forester for sure, but who is this? What's going on? Oh, hello there. You must be Rosemary, yes? Oh, you're not Kuya. No, and thank goodness for that. You are Kuya's babysitter, are you not? I am Princess Caro. I'm terribly sorry for my little brother's appalling behavior. Little brother? That's right, Kuya had 5 older siblings. I'm sorry, Princess Caro. I'm not a babysitter. I'm a knight. Sort of. I was here to help guide Kuya to Starlight City, but he's gone missing. Oh, I know all about what little Kuya's been up to. Shameful, isn't it? At least you're calling him by his actual name. He didn't make you refer to him as his awesome lordship of holy greatness or anything ridiculous like that, did he? I mean, why lie? Right. Turgonis, can we have her instead? I think that's a different game. Oh, for the sake of goodness. I apologize on his behalf. He's the youngest, but you'd think he would have learned good sense by now. It's alright, though. I didn't really mind that much. Besides, once we slayed a beast together and became brothers, I earned the right to call him by his true name. You what? Oh dear. You poor, poor thing. Please promise me you won't be embarrassed. It really isn't your fault. How could you have possibly known? Okay. I'm confused. What exactly is going on here? Where is Kuya? Is he okay? Ah, he's fine. As soon as I found out he had left for Mount Needle, I went off to bring him back. He's really not suited for a place like this. Did you say he wanted you to take him to Starlight City for the council? Well, that makes sense. He's always been jealous that I get to serve as the Moonforest representative and not him. But there's a reason he's never chosen for that task. He just isn't ready for the responsibility. And really, this little escapade proves that. Did he honestly believe the council would accept him as an ambassador of Moonforest? Simply because he was the first one to get there? What a ridiculous notion. Really, he may have died if you weren't here to protect him. I must thank you for keeping our dear little Kuya safe. Wait, so is Kuya really a great hunter, or... Moment? Hydrating. Great hunter! Oh no, that's amazing. You poor thing. He told you nothing of the truth, did he? Let me bring you up to speed. Where do I even start? It must be obvious that our dear Kuya has some real delusions of grandeur. The Great Hunt and its sacred hunters. All that is part of a legend, passed down amongst Moonforesters for generations. It's a story for children, an exciting story, certainly, but that's all it is. The Great Hunters may be based on real historical figures, but even so, such barbaric animal slaughter with no regard for the balance of nature has long been a thing of the past. We Moonforesters have moved far beyond that now. I suppose it's our own fault being so secretive with our ways that outsiders don't know how we really are. I don't at all blame you for believing Kuya's tall tales of mystical ruffians. But we're a pacifist kingdom now. Our laws focus on coexistence with the forest that is ethical and as well as spiritual, with a mind for conservation. We choose to stay isolated in order to keep the forest a closed and balanced system, with no outsider influences to muck things up. We've managed to bring several native Moonforest species back from the brink of extinction, you know? I just stand there letting the flood of words wash over me. I'd like to say none of it makes sense, but sadly, it makes more sense than anything Kuya's told me. Kara seems to notice that I'm staring at her blankly and flashes me an apologetic smile. I do hope I haven't been prattling on. I get so excited when I think about Moonforest's achievements. I wish outsiders knew more about us. Maybe I'll bring it up at the council this year? All in all, you should know that Kuya's behavior does not represent us. He's probably told you all kinds of stories of his violent deeds. He said he tore the throat out of a wolf drake for his first kill when he was a baby, and that he once leveled an entire forest of trees with his bare claws. First kill. Preposterous. We haven't celebrated such things in Moonforest for hundreds of years. And the bit about leveling the trees? That's from The Tale of Moonbeam. A children's fable. Not being a Moonforester, you wouldn't have heard of it, but most of us grew up with it. Kuya was always especially enthralled with childish tales of heroism. It's rather sad, actually. He's modeled himself after these fictional heroes because he wants to feel big and powerful, I suppose. He was always the runt of the family and was never given much to do around the palace. It isn't that I don't sympathize, mind you, but enough is enough, wouldn't you agree? I can't believe he was wearing that ridiculous warrior getup out here on a freezing mountain. It's bad enough when he wears it to family dinners, but at least there it's only embarrassing. Here, he's likely to catch cold. How do I know you're telling the truth? It really looks like someone kidnapped him. Maybe you're just telling me all this so I stop trying to find him. Where is he now, anyway? My dear, Kuya did not want to leave your side, but I really didn't want to humor him any longer. He fought me tooth and claw, but I was determined to release you from his burden. Of course, he isn't strong enough to stand a chance against me, so his struggling was rather pointless. If it isn't painfully clear by now, little Kuya couldn't slay a fly. Eventually, I did have to bind his wrists because he kept clawing at the poor trees, trying to get away. Do you know how bad that is for the environment? He did manage to slip away and run off into the woods a moment ago, but I can't imagine he's gotten far. I was about to go looking for him, but then I ran into you. She doesn't seem worried at all that Kuya is lost in the mountain again. The only thing Karo seems to have in common with her brother is that they're both super condescending. Well, I'm going to go find him. You stay here and wait. I don't need your help to bring him back safely. I don't care if you think he's ridiculous. He's my friend, and I care about him, and I want to be the one to make sure he's okay. That's fine with me, my dear. I'm quite exhausted from hauling him around all morning, and I wouldn't mind letting you take over for now. But tell me, now that you know the truth about him, are you really all that surprised? It's adorable that you care about him, but did you ever truly believe he was the great hunter he said he was? I only asked to satisfy my curiosity, mind you. I know you're an outsider, but surely you weren't silly enough to be fooled. Save. Continue playing. Wrong one. I kind of want to say both of these in a way. I mean, yeah, like, don't condescend to him like that. Top one seems dual purpose. Yeah, offbeat, which I think I'm gonna go with the top one. I'm not saying Kuya was never immature, but you shouldn't write him off so quickly. It seems to me like he acts that way because you all made him feel like he has to. Like, that's the only way you'd ever think he was worth anything. Kuya's not just a runt. He's brave and imaginative and sweet in his own strange way. If you just give him a little attention, you'd see that. Hey now, that's uncalled for. You know nothing of what it's like in our family home. For all you know, we lavish attention and love on Kuya, and he still acts like a brat. Maybe that's true, but you can't deny that Kuya acts that way because he just wants someone to believe in him for once. I don't care if Kuya is a great hunter or not. I believe in him anyway. It's only when I say this out loud that I realize I really do believe in Kuya in spite of it all. I turn away and stride into the forest without giving Karo a chance to respond. It's up to me to find Kuya and bring him back safe. It doesn't take long to find him. It's not snowing, so his footsteps are left uncovered. There, leaning against a boulder, with his wrists bound and his head bowed. English is weird. Is Kuya. I approach him carefully and place a hand gently on his shoulder. I expect him to be angry, to give me some lecture about how it's improper for a lowly outsider to lay a hand on a hunter prince. Instead, he looks up at me with tears in his eyes. He doesn't bother to try to hide them now. I guess... How do I return to this voice? Okay. I guess you talked to my sister, huh? She told you everything? Yeah, she did. Is it all true? It is. All of it. I'm so sorry I lied to you. I wanted you to think I was somebody. I wanted everyone to think that, even though I'm not. I'm just the runt of the family. The one no one wanted. I read those old stories about Moonforest in the olden days, and I thought there would be nothing better than being a great hunter like that, but if I went on a hunt, I'd probably get killed on the first night. Good thing it's not real then, huh? Yeah. I guess I thought that maybe coming out here would make me stronger. I might even slay a beast and win the respect of my people, just like the hunters of old days. Or at least I'd sneak off to Starlight City for the council, even though they'd never let me attend. Maybe I would prove to them I'm ready for it. But when I met you, I realized you are brave and strong, and I'm nothing like you. But because I'm bigger than you, you couldn't tell how weak I really am. You actually thought I was a tough guy? No one's ever thought I was anything but a runt, no matter how much I tried to pretend. I got so carried away. Kuya. Can you believe it? I actually met a real hero. Someone worthy of being a great hunter. And I acted like a mean-spirited, arrogant fool and ruined it. I'm no better than my stupid brothers and sisters. Can you ever forgive me? Just save it now. He's learning! Yay! I mean, both of these seem fine to me, too. Aiva art, I'm tempted to be soft. He's cute. Yeah, well, that's what these games are about, aren't they? The ideal answer is definitely yeah, but you have to do better. Yeah. Yeah. Self-improvement. I think the top one will do more self-improvement, actually. Maybe, but you have to do better. You really shouldn't have to be so mean to me, you know? I mean, haven't you had enough of your brothers and sisters treating you badly? You should know how it feels when someone's a jerk to you, just to make themselves feel big. And you shouldn't have lied to me either. Kuya doesn't argue, he just hangs his head. I can tell he knows what I'm saying is right. I know. I'm sorry. I'm such a fool. I wanted to impress you this whole time. Ever since I saw you fight that Razorback, I've been head over heels for you. Really? And that's why you were acting so different last night? Yes, but I messed everything up like I always do. Hold on. You haven't messed everything up. You can still make it up to me. Huh? I can? Of course. You just have to do better next time. I know you can do it. I believe in you. And hey, I'll give you pointers if you mess up, since I'm so awesome and all. You will? Does that mean we can keep hanging out? Hanging out? Is that what we've been doing? But, yes, I'd like that. Kuya looks at me with that big, cute, puppy eyes smile of his. Oh. Untie him! Oh my god! We haven't untied them. We have not untied him this entire time. Okay. I just can't help it anymore. I lean in and kiss him. This is the first time I've ever kissed anyone. I'm glad it's with him. With the snow swirling around us, he's an oasis of warmth. Kuya leans into me and I put my arms around him, drawing him close. Please, don't take me back to Karo yet. I want to stay like this for as long as possible. This is getting a bit sappy for me. Okay. Let's stay here forever then. I feel the hard muscles on his chest and arms, rubbing them gently with my bare hands. Wow, you're being handsy. Okay. It's embarrassing to admit, but I'm so glad I finally get to do this. Moon Foresters must all be huge. If a guy as beefy as this could be considered weak. I don't care about that, though. Kuya is perfect to me. I feel the scrape of his sharp teeth on my lips. He's being really gentle. There's something intoxicating about being so close to these huge fangs, knowing they would never hurt me. This must be someone's kink. Okay. The great hunter, so strong and fierce. Well, close enough. I reach up to touch his hair and my hand brushes against one of his horns. I've lived through the Homestuck era to know that this is an established thing for people. People are into this idea. He moaned softly. I guess that must be a sensitive spot. I thought I was past all that. Okay. Kuya, it feels silly to say this out loud, but do you remember when I accidentally touched your chest? Of course I do. It's hard for me to forget. Well, me too. Well, I was thinking. Kathleen left before this. Since I got to touch yours, it's only fair you get to touch mine. I mean, if you want to. I'd love to, but I can't. Oh. Is it Moon Forester rule or something? No. It's because my wrists are tied up? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I almost completely forgot. It's okay. It's okay. I like it. Goodness, should I leave them tied then? Unfortunately, our time together gets cut short by an unwelcome appearance stopping through the trees to find us. Thank you. Thank you. Oh no. What is it? Is it Karo? Worse. The Razorback, with its bloody eye and deadly tusks, has found us again. I take out my dagger and slice open... Okay, Kuya's bindings. I was like, that was quick. Slice open the boar? Wow, okay. It would have been fun to leave them on, but that time has passed. I slide my greatsword out of its sheath. There aren't a lot of visible escape routes, but maybe I can hold this thing off long enough for Kuya to get to safety? I have to try. I know how much he's relying on me. Rosemary. What are we going to do? It's okay, just stay behind me. What in the name of the goddess are you two doing? I've been waiting long enough. Oh. as if the situation weren't bad enough. Karo comes wandering cluelessly out to find us, but stops short when she sees the Razorback. We watch in horror as the Razorback, distracted by the sudden sound, charges at Karo. Karo! Still good for time. Yeah, you missed out.
I missed out. I heard I missed out a little bit, but I'm back.
On them making bondage jokes.
They made bondage
basically.
jokes.
Yeah. I am not ashamed to say I got a little bashful about reading that stuff out.
Oh my.
That's a personal weakness of mine.
Well, I mean, to be fair, when Bijou and I read Lady Killer in a Bind, we quickly discovered our boundaries
We can switch, actually.
vis-a-vis our friendship with each other
Yeah.
and what we were and were not willing to read out loud.
Your friendship as coworkers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Switching headphones. I was like, what? What are we doing? Yes.
You're over there. Yeah, so whatever.
That's fine. All right. So is Pig back?
The pig is back, along with Kuya's sister.
Who said that Kuya was this tiny weakling baby and he only went over here so he could leave, or what? Why did he leave?
Why did he leave?
Yeah.
Because he's a big baby.
Because he's a big baby.
He's a big baby. He's the runt.
Aww.
They're actually like, think of classic elves.
Mm-hmm.
That's their society. Like
Oh.
tree lovers.
Hippies.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's super condescending to him and treating him like a child. Maybe he should just move out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, move out onto not island, a mountain apparently.
Kuya, wait, I've got a plan. Oh, but you gotta get yourself to safety. Let me handle this myself, okay? Kuya hesitates a moment, then relents. He smiles and kisses me softly before hurrying away. Oh,
Yeah,
so
they're
cute.
also on smooching.
They're
terms
smooching
now.
terms.
Yeah.
Ooh. While I make noise to draw the Razorback's attention, Kuya sneaks through the trees towards Karo. Hope this works. The Razorback snorts and stamps into the snow. It lowers its head to charge. That's it! I sheath my sword and wait for this to work. I have to let the Razorback get real close. Here it comes!
What happened?
What happened? I remembered it all at once. The Razorback's strange secret weakness.
Huh? What is it? Did you kill it instantly by stabbing the one weak spot or something?
Ha! Not even close. A Razorback isn't a naturally aggressive animal, unless you scare it or hurt it badly, like we did. Otherwise, it's pretty tame. The way you calm it down is by rubbing its ears, which are very sensitive and velvety soft, too. So, of course, the problem is figuring out how to rub its ears when it's charging and ready to rip you to shreds. I guess I got lucky. Do they have a biggest, piggest pet?
Biggest, piggest pet? Did you just have that?
Yeah, that's just where my brain just did that.
Okay.
Aren't I blessed?
Yeah. Small blessings, I guess.
Well, if we it's only partially blind, and we can make up for it by giving it many scritches and treats. I shift my grip and rub the Razorback's ears tenderly between my thumb and forefinger. It's a Ferengi. It shudders all over and lets out a low hum of pleasure. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it was purring.
I didn't even... I thought it just added that little bit to the end of the line.
Oh.
I thought you were, like, putting flourish on that line. Like, why are you saying it?
No.
It's humming in pleasure, Kathleen.
I just read the words on the screen. Yeah, we're not gonna get any trouble from this cutie anymore. Isn't that funny? It seems so scary, but all it needed was a little love. Now it's a big old softie. Just like Kuya!
Is this a metaphor?
I think it's just reinforcing the themes.
Yeah.
Is it a metaphor? I don't think it's a metaphor if you... I feel like a metaphor is usually a little bit more obscure than this. This is just like, see? Again! But with a pig.
So it's an allegory, then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we call it Tusky?
Tusky. Wow. You outsiders are terrible at naming things.
I find that I can lead the Razorback wherever I want by gently tugging on its ears. We get to ride the pig! Karo is pretty bruised up. The fall knocked her out cold. How did she get hurt? Her sister hurt.
She walked in, didn't know the pig was there, and it charged her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, she's not hurt too badly. Together, we lift her unconscious body onto the Razorback and head off for Starlight City. We know that knowing that Karo is going to be okay, Kuya relaxes. He puts his arm around my waist, resting his head on my shoulder. This is very intense. They just met. The sun is just starting to set and it's getting colder, but with Kuya leaning into me, I feel warm and safe. Aw.
You know, Rosemary, there's an old Moon Forest fable that goes kind of like this. The great hunter goes to save his lady love from a fierce dragon. But instead of killing it, he ends up taming the dragon, so together they can fly home on its back. What I'm trying to say is, if I thought you might make a good hunter before, I know it now. You'd be the best of them all, I think.
That's a very nice thing to say, but it makes me feel sad more than anything. It's Kuya who desperately wanted to be like the great hunters, not me.
When I came to Mount Needle, I wanted to prove something. I'd make it to Starlight City all by myself, maybe even slay some ferocious beasts along the way. I was tired of everyone thinking of me as a weakling. For some stupid reason, I thought this adventure could fix that. But when I met you, I realized something. There's no shame in being weaker than someone like you, Rosemary. I guess what I'm saying is, I don't mind being protected if you're the one protecting me.
That's when I realized I don't want to say goodbye once this job is over. I want to stay by his side. I want to be his champion. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's been a strange and surprising journey, but against all odds, Prince Kuya has become precious to me. I lean in to kiss him. His arms tighten around my waist.
Rosemary, I'm royalty. I have the power to dub you a knight. From now on,
Aw.
will you be my knight?
Oh, it'd be my honor, Prince Kuya. Yay!
Yay!
Shortly before we arrive in Starlight City, I send the Razorback back off into the woods. I'll miss that big old cutie pie. Cairo wakes up shortly after. She's upbeat and energetic, if a bit sore. Soon we're in the city, which is just as beautiful as and overwhelming as I imagined it would be.
Yeah, Carol. Dearest Rosemary, I must thank you. You risked life and limb to save us both. It's safe to say you've gone above and beyond what Kuya hired you to do. And once again, I can't apologize enough for my brother's behavior. Please don't cast all Moon Foresters in with his lot.
It's okay. I was happy to help you both. But Kuya already apologized to me, so, you know, it's all good. Kuya and I smile at each other and blush. Karo notices this and sighs heavily.
Well, if this outstanding woman can find it in her heart to forgive you, Kuya, I suppose I can too. You've made it this far. Would you like to join me at the council this year? As long as you've seen and not heard, of course. I don't know. I'm not sure what I want anymore. I think right now I'd just like to go home. I wouldn't mind showing Rosemary around Moon Forest too. I mean, if you want to.
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
I'm sure it would be wonderful, but it's also quite impossible, Kuya. Don't put any more foolish ideas into this poor girl's head. You know as well as I do that outsiders are not allowed to visit Moon Forest, except in emergency circumstances. You being love-struck is hardly an emergency circumstance.
Oh my god.
What? But I'm a prince! That means I get to make make the rules, right? I want Rosemary to come with me. You are a prince who is on thin ice, and you know it. Don't push your luck. An outsider visit is out of the question, and that is absolutely final.
Oh, so this is goodbye then? I hadn't been thinking about our future, but I guess I should have seen this coming. Moon Forest is completely isolated and secretive after all. There's no way they would just let me come waltzing in for no reason.
If Rosemary can't come home with me, then I'm not coming home.
What?
What? Caro, you know that I'm not happy at home. No one at home is happy with me either. Maybe the palace just isn't the right place for me.
That's probably true.
Rosemary travels all over the land, going on adventures and learning things. That's what I want to do too. I know I'm not a great hunter. I never will be, but maybe I could at least try something new and learn something, maybe? I can't do that at home.
That's very wise.
Yeah. And it'd be worth it just to be with Rosemary. Besides, you know I'll be safe with her. You've seen how amazing she is. I know I'm weak, but I'll be okay as long as I'm with her. You can trust Rosemary with my life, I promise. Right?
He looks at me with that big, hopeful smile. I smile back, but I'm trying not to get my hopes up. It sounds all too good to be true. To my surprise, Caro smiles at us too.
You're more mature than I thought, Kuya. Rosemary, would you swear on your honor to keep my brother safe in your travels? And, perhaps let him come home to visit once in a while?
My heart leaps, and for a moment I'm too excited to know what to say. Yes, of course. I am sworn to protect Kuya, on my honor as his knight.
Very well then. Take good care of him, Kuya. Take good care of him. Period. Kuya, you might find it hard to believe, but I will miss you. I'll miss you too, Caro.
As we wave our goodbyes and Kuro leaves to attend the council alone. That was just me and Kuya alone together, free to make our own future.
It's just you and me now. What should we do first?
Oh, it's funny to hear you ask for my advice for once.
Sorry, how's this? Lowly outsider, tell me what we should do now. Please.
Okay, well, there's a lot we could do. I was thinking of traveling to the Western Islands next. Of course, before we go, I'd like to give you some sword fighting lessons.
That sounds great and all, it does. But I was thinking that maybe we could just take a break first.
That sounds perfect. I take his hand in mine, and together we walk through the city, ready for our next adventure.
I think you took all of him there, not just his hand.
Well, that's the embracing art they had, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was great.
One of the routes done.
I think that we should play this again next week.
One thing you missed that I didn't mention before, though, with the romancing of that guy,
Yeah?
they have the trope of his horns are a sensitive spot for him.
Oh my gosh.
Like, she touches them, and he's like...
I don't think that you'd actually, like, necessarily feel through horns. Aren't they more like fingernails?
They're like fingernails or hair, but it's an established trope. I've seen a lot of that around my Homestuck days.
I'll just let you, like... I'm just gonna take your word on the Homestuckiness. Every flavor of LaCroix has been credited here. Ah.
Were those all LaCroix?
Those are the thanks.
Oh, okay.
Just, you know, Adventure Zone, every favor of LaCroix. I love this game. I would like to come back next week and do another route, because I feel like we can go through one route on like one session, so it's very clean.
This is a very forgiving game too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, because it just wants you to get through and enjoy the story, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with. I like it. Antlers are like fingernails, horns are like bone. Okay, so he has horns, so they wouldn't be sensitive.
Yeah.
The horns can be filled with nerves, but like, not the outside.
They're not like the nerves that you would get the response from like lips. They're not that sensitive.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, whatever. I do think some antlers have like velvet on them, I think. That's
Yep.
what they are. Like,
Yep.
and then they shed the velvet as the antlers grow.
I think, yeah, elk or deer or whatever do have a velveting phase when they're growing the horns, and then they shed it off, and you get a nice rack to woo all of the deer ladies or elk ladies or whatever.
Hello,
Yeah.
I am magnificent.
That's more.
Appreciate my horns. I guess I'm more of a moose.
Yeah, that's more of a moose.
And now I'm just a bunny. But this is... No, that's the wrong kind of horn.
This is just like a shukya, is what you're doing.
Yeah.
See us next time on the other stream in the other room that I'm going to be on, by the way.
In like less than 5 minutes.
In less than 5 minutes.
Because
so.
it's time for... What game are you playing on AFK tonight?
Gangbies, I think.
Oh, it's a Crossing the Streams tonight. Then they
Yeah.
definitely want us to get the hell out of this office then, because they want to take it from us.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later.
So all right, so let's call now Kiss to a close. We're gonna run back Rose of Winter next week. Go through another route, see if we want to keep playing. But this is great, and it's like $13 on Steam, so go check it out for yourself if you would like to play it. It's a great little indie game, and thank you so much to I can't remember who suggested this now, but if you know any great games that you think I'd like, things I like. Good dialogue, good, like, believable stories, things I do enjoy in games, romance options that aren't just, like, hetero. This game only has hetero romance options, but I feel like I'm okay with it, because the characters are interesting and the story is good.
Yeah.
Right? Strong female protagonists. Yeah, people who aren't, like non-otome protagonists. So if you got stuff like that, send them my way. Alright. Bye, everybody. See you next week.